Good evening, everyone. I am Vishnu Jagtab. In front of all of you, I am presenting the Money Control News headline. So, first of all, top gainer for today: Indian Hotel, Chola Investment, Dixon Technology, Jindal Steel. Then I comes to top loser from the Nifty 50 is Adani Enterprises, Adani Port, Ambuja Cement, ICICI Prudential. Then I talk about the FII and DII data. In that, it is yesterday data, 31st Jan, not today. In that, FII sold out 5,439 crore rupees, whereas DII buys 4,506 crore rupees. Then I talk about the key indies. In that, Nifty 50 today closed at out 17,616 rupees, whereas Bank Nifty closes out 40,515 513 rupees. Whereas I talk about the total point swing, in that today Nifty down by 45 points, and whereas Bank Nifty down by 142 points. Then I talk about the sectoral indices. In that only two sector closed at green and rest of all sector closed in red. The two sector closed in green, that are IT and FMCG. Then I talk about the economic data. In that I am only reading India and USA. In that today, tomorrow USA Fed interest rate decision is coming. Next, jobless claims 4 week year data is coming. Initial jobless claim Jan 28 data is coming. Next, unite labor cost quarter and quarter April quarter 4 coming data is coming, and rest of all you can read from the PDF. So next, on page number 8, in the top news section, under that budget 2023 live update. In that, financial minister increases allocation of NHAI rupees 1.62 lakh crore of FY24. Next, what may have forced the government to make new tax regime the default. Next, budget 2023 new versus old income tax regime, which one should you choose. Next, what gets costlier and what would be cheaper. Next, budget 2023 why markets fell despite a well crafted documents. Next, rupees 10 crore cap on capital gains deduction to affect Uber luxury property sales. Next, best budget ever, inclusive, growth oriented. Here's how India INC top CEOs rated the budget. Next, budget 2023 gives a boost to consumption, rural economy. Next, what's in it for tech and startups. Next, confident about numbers but cannot land Boeing 747 on a helipad, says finance secretary. Next, Money Control selects recaps the biggest citizen centric budget headlines. Next, SEBI to banks, attach accounts and locker of Sahara Grow Group firms, Chief Subrata Roy. Next, a renewed push for green mobility, lithium ion cell machinery gets duty exemption. Next, staffing firms upbeat on hopes of large number of job opportunities. Next, is the rupees 7 lakh tax free income limit only for the new tax regime. Next, union budget 2023 a major outreach for polls, political observers. Next, budget 2023 in a flippy to startups, date of incorporation to qualify for tax benefits exempted by a year. Then I comes to the page number 9 in personal finance section. Under that, on page number 9, in that budget 2023 has made almost every payment abroad costlier. Next, budget 2023 deals a body blow to market linked debentures. Next, old versus new tax regimes, who should have the switch. Next, how budget 2023 impacts your health and wealth. Next, all you need to know about Mahila Samman Saving Certificate. Next, big bonanza for senior citizens. Next, conversion of physical gold to electronic gold receipt not to attract capital gains. Next, is the rupees 7 lakh tax free income limit only for the new tax regime. Next, here is what it offered to taxpayers. Next, new slabs, more rebate, 5 big personal income tax changes in budget 2023. Next, tax exemption removed in insurance policy with premium over rupees 5 lakh. Next, for tax paying professionals, budget offer relief with increased exemptions. Next, taxpayers note a new income tax regime will be default tax regime now. Next, Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman announces new investment scheme for women. Next, financial minister proposes to simplify know your customer norms. Next, economy survey 2023, NPS asset now 3.2% of India's GDP. Next, economic survey 2023, women make up 44% of voluntary APY subscribers. On page number 10 in startup section under that, what's in it for tech and startups. Next, new angel tax provision may make it tougher for SoftBank, Tidal Global to invest. Next, fintech chair simplified KYC process, DigiLocker expansion. Next, non-payment of crypto TDS will be punishable. Uh, Punished industry upset over no mention. Next, in a flip to startups, date of incorporation to qualify for tax benefits extended by year. Next, subsidy for digital payments jumps twofold to rupees 2,137 crore. Next, union budget in that financial minister shows digital public infrastructure plan for agriculture. Next, electric two-wheeler sale to touch 22 million by 2030. Next, we see a slowdown in growth. Average order size has come down. Zoho's Sridhar Vimbu. On page number 11 in opinion section under that, growth through micro stabilization. Next, tap water a reality for crores of households thanks to Jal Jeevan Mission. Next, prefer shorter duration assets, stay cautious at longer end. Next, managing the trade-offs. Next, financial minister pins hopes on textbook play of capex multiplier. Next, why markets fell despite a well crafted documents. Next, infrastructure get a befitting investment kitty now deliver on qualitative outcomes. Next, government holds capex baton again amid a trade private capex. Next, 20, budget 2023 bets big on cities infrastructure growth. Next, government continues to heavily promote gift city and the return are showing. Next, budget 2023, how the financial minister squared the circle with aplomb. Next, major short circuit energy transition excitement. Next, agriculture in climate change era just not getting the governmental spending it needs. Next, startups fear angel tax provision will repel foreign investors. Next, temporary market uh, euphoria gives away to despondency. Next, personal finance routing for small savings. Next, startups are left in the lurch. Next, a transformative budget that will ensure India's GDP growth will stay on the fast line. Next, giving a nudge to middle class consumption. Next, why India's millenary banded together for Adani. Next, and the Fed put. Next, U.S. Federal Reserve might need a new accused to stay hawkish. Next, a quick budget guide for stock market investors. Next, economic survey 2023 tackling the trade challenge. Next, market data suggests budget reaction will be subdued. On page number 12 in business section under that, confident about the number but cannot land Boeing 747 on a helipad, says financial secretary. Next, Jubilant Footwork quarter 3 profit down 40% to rupees 80 crore. Revenue rises 10% to rupees 1033 2 crore. Next, Tata Chemical quarter 3 result profit rises 21%. Next, sports sector receives highest ever allocation of rupees 3397 crore. Next, government's Mittal Kal budget proves it has no roadmap to build India's future. Rahul Gandhi. Next, Raymond quarter 3 profit down 4.4%. Next, Kalash budget that has betrayed hopes of vast majority of people, says P. Chidambaram. Next, banks pocket $12 million in fees in Adani's mega share sale. Next, IT benefits in budget to propel deposit growth, says Bandhan Bank MD. Next, India to see challenges in meeting fiscal glide path, Fetch analyst. On page number 13 in economy section under that, confident about numbers but cannot land Boeing 747 on a helipad, says Financial Secretary. Next, sports sector receives highest ever allocation of rupees 3,397 crore. Next, government ये तो पढ़ लिया. Next, India to see challenges in meeting fiscal glide path. Fetch analyst. Next, budget 2023 over promise under deliver says Congress. Next, budget 2023 is for the Aam Aadmi but it spur consumption. Next, a breakdown of key numbers projected for next fiscal. Next, to ensure India remain shining star of world economy. Next, first budget of Amrit Kal lays foundation for developed India PM Modi. Next, allocated adequate funds to scrap old vehicles owned by central government, says FM Nirmala Sitharaman. Next, government pegs FY24 dividend from RBI PSU banks at rupees 48,000 crore. Next, Govardhan scheme to promote circular economy with investment of rupees 10,000 crore. FM. Next, 66% hike in Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana outlay rupees 79,000. Next, center to borrow record rupees 15.43 lakh crore via bonds in FY24. Next, government to select 50 destinations to promote tourism on mission mode. Next, India's G20 presidency unique opportunity to strengthen its role in world economy. Next, 47.8 crore Jan Dhan account opened, says FM Nirmala Sitharaman. Next, government to launch rupees 2200 crore Atmanirbhar Bharat Clean Plant Program, says Nirmala Sitharaman. Next, capital expenditure hiked by 33% to rupees 10 lakh crore to FY24. Next, made cash transfer of rupees 2.2 lakh crore under PM Kisan scheme, says Nirmala Sitharaman. Next, provide free food grains to 80 crore poor people. No one went hungry during. Next, 2023-24 budget hopes to build on foundation of previous budget blueprint of India 100. Next, jet fuel prices hiked by 4%. On page number 14 in politics section, under that, time to canter amid visible sign of private sector crowding in. Next, this city will be Andhra Pradesh capital in the days of to come. Next, President Draupadi Murmu lays out vision for Amrit Kal to build developed India in 25 years. Next, President Draupadi Murmu addresses joint sitting of two houses in parliament. Next, policy directions to clean up real estate problems. Next, Sonia Gandhi to attend president address as Mallikarjun Kharge. Other Congress MPs stuck in Srinagar. Next, Tripura elections, tribal vote is the key. On page number 15 in international section, under that, Pakistan inflation at 48-year high has supplies jam imports. Next, Tesla to rise Shanghai output after price cut stock demand. Next, US Fed set to slow rate hikes but signal inflation fight not over. Next, Renault Nissan boards set to meet to green light alliance revamp. Next, President Jokowi confident Tesla will invest in Indonesia. Next, Vodafone revenue meets estimates. CEO says we can do better. Next, Nikki Haley planning February 15 launch for 2024 White House bid. Next, Donald Trump rises under $10 million, ensuring GOP race is wide open. Next, Intel slashes CEO pay by 25% as a part of company-wide cuts. Next, Western Digital gets $900 million investments from Apollo Elite. Next, Benjamin Netanyahu would consider Ukraine-Russia mediator role if asked. Next, stock and January higher. Quarter slides after hours markets wrap. Next, payments from PayPal to lay off 7% of its workforce to cut cost. Next, US readies $2 billion plus Ukraine aid package with longer range weapons. Next, ChatGPT owner launches imperfect tool to detect AI generate text. Next, Pakistan IMF open talk to unlock crucial funding. That much for today. Thanks for watching.